Okay, this is the second time trying to film this video because I had a call from my mom and she was just kind of asking if I was okay, which is cool. Because she's like away at work and all that. I'm just here grinding in the house, so you know how it goes. But anyways, I'm back and this video is going to be about titled, gain more comprehension on concept complexity. And it sounds a bit autistic, like kind of it's like what do I mean by that? What I mean is like, just become more understanding of an idea or an interest that you have. Because it's going to be it's going to be more not well obviously, yeah, get more knowledgeable about it, because why it's going to become more beneficial for you, especially in the long run, especially after a longer period of time of investment in said interest. So if your interest is business, like at least for me, business is a major interest in my life, and I have other interests like, of course, music and content. But all of these things, honestly, again, all fall into business, because if I'm on social media and I'm promoting myself with all of the hobbies and interests that I do, and there's an opportunity to monetize off of it if I build up a platform and a community, then it's all intertwined with business in general. So that's why I just say business. And so regardless of what type of business you have, it's going to benefit you to be more knowledgeable about the market that you're trying to serve. And so, when you're looking into the concept of business and getting more complex, it's like, okay, you want to set everyone has the dream of wanting to do business, because it provides the opportunity for people to live something closer to what they would deem to be a dream life. Okay, having more finances available to use to live a more lavish lifestyle. This is what the general population would want. They idealize it every day, and obviously we go to bed, we go to sleep, we wake up, we have dreams about it. We have thoughts about it, but a lot of people don't really take the action. And a lot of people, even if they do take the action, they don't continue to take action for prolonged enough time period to where they can really see the life-changing results that they're looking for. And so that's what I'm working on, and that's what I'm basing my channel off of, is a lot of the things, whether it's gym or anything like that, it's like, it's all about the long term. I'm not too interested in short-term things. I do stocks, I invest, so even that is long term. All of these things is long term. I might gamble on the side and I might lose a couple of bets, but eventually I'm probably going to get one right. So it's all about long term gains. And so in order to achieve this whole comprehension of concept complexity, you kind of have to be doing something or a few things for long enough time period in order to get it right, because there's a lot of things you're going to have to learn over the way, and it's going to require a long time for you to get that. You're not going to understand everything about business in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. It's a ever changing and never ending process of evolving and getting better. But your results do compound over time. And so what I wanted to deliver is basically like, if you're starting a business and you want to sell a product or a service, and, you kind of start off basic, you just make a basic post about it, and you maybe just put a title caption on the post, right? And that's all you leave it as. And then you're over, maybe a few days or weeks or months pass by and you're like, why is my products not selling? I'm posting my products. And I might post one product here and there. I might not be that consistent. I just post when I feel like it. And it's like, well, I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to sell anything posting or showing up only when you feel like it. You have to be doing it day in, day out, in order to really see the results compound to the maximum potential that they could over time. Because if you post whenever you feel like it or do something whenever you feel like it, well, the thing is that it's not going to bring back the results that you might aspire to achieve. And so you're going to be left feeling like disappointed and ultimately having your time wasted. And we want to mitigate that. Like, we want to, I don't know if mitigate is the right term, because I'm kind of scrambling for the definition of it in my head. But what we want to do is kind of avoid that at all costs, right? And so the way in which we avoid that is by, first of all, when you're starting a business, you have to be like consistent in whatever it is that you're doing. If you have to post on your business to advertise, you have to be posting like multiple times a day. You have to be producing something, content around the business multiple times a day, day in, day out, and so that you can quickly discover what it is that the market responds to or what they don't respond to. And over time, in the midst of that, you're also consuming content around the content that you're posting. Because funnily enough, if you're posting certain things, if you set up an Instagram page and say, I want to grow like an Instagram page around cars, right? And you're posting like, I don't know, just a certain model of car, maybe a Nissan GTR or something, but the quality, the picture of the quality is low. It's very like pixelated, right? And you're like, okay, so I'm posting it, but I'm not getting that many views, and I've been consistent. So consistency isn't the issue. That in itself has carried me up to a point where I've gotten just a few views. So I can keep that component because it has gotten me something. Like, it's not like you've posted those pictures and they've gotten zero engagement whatsoever. No, they actually got a little bit of engagement. But you're looking at other posts of other Nissan GTRs and people who run accounts of posting Nissan GTRs or Skylines or whatever. And you're looking at it and you're like, okay, like, how is he getting millions of views, followers from posting this, and I'm not? And we're both posting consistently. We're both posting the same model of car and a similar aesthetic. And you're comparing yourself to this other person, who is not one putting a lot more time than you most likely, but on top of that component, you got to look at, right, okay, how are they actually advertising the post as well? When you look deeper into the metadata, what type of caption are they adding to the post? Is the caption like something that's relevant to the aesthetic that you're trying to, like, the post that you're trying to, the aesthetic you're trying to portray, right? Are you, including hashtags? Are you, are you including relevant information alongside just the visuals itself? Are you, like, do you have things that are attached to it, or are there further things you can attach to it to increase its relevancy and overall, potential of being discovered by more people? Like, again, using hashtags, using captions. Is there a way that you could get reposts from other accounts or just other people on social media? Are you, are you able to get people to comment on your page and, things like that? So I just think there's a lot of ways that you could promote yourself. And a lot of the times when people are starting a business, these are the very niche, detailed, specific things that people don't look for. They don't look to accentuate themselves with. And that's why they miss out on a lot of customers, potential clients, because they're not being discovered enough in order for them to make a close. So you got to look at the information that you're receiving from the marketplace and be like, okay, I'm doing something, I'm doing enough to be seen by some, but not to be seen by more, because there's that human element and that emotion where you're going to be like, well, all I want is more, I want more, I want more, because more is more and it's beneficial, right? And it's like, okay, then what are you going to do to be seen by more? You've been seen by some, which is an achievement in and of itself. So, like, good on you for being able to even accomplish that and having the courage to accomplish that. But what are you going to do from there? And you have to look for ways to grow, and you got to optimize in order to grow. And so you just got to look at the playing field and be like, right, okay, I see what these other people are doing. I see what my idols and rivals are doing, and I'm going to take a little bit of that and see if I can put it in my own way. Can I put filters and effects on the video? Can I make a motion display of some sort? Maybe I need to use AI to help me out with it. Or I can pay someone who is already has a breadth of knowledge and skill level to do it for me instead of the AI, to make it look more realistic. Like, because for example, if you try out using AI to make motion display, and then because you don't want to get copyrighted, like using someone else's video, and then you compare that with potentially paying a real human individual person to do the motion display for you, you can compare like what results you're getting when you look at the AI produced video or like the human produced video. So you have like those two things there, which is the AI video or the human video, to like compare it to, and you'll see which one gets more views. If you can see, like, for example, maybe the AI one gets more views because maybe it's more sensational to people, right? It has more of this like controversial factor that just draws people in. So even though it's not necessarily real, it's like this kind of fantasy realm that people can envision themselves in and get lost in. So that might bring you views. Or maybe it might not bring you views. Maybe the human produced video might bring you more views because it has like a more realistic look to it, and there's a build up, and people are kind of invested in the more like slow motion movement of the whole video, right? And the car moving in the video and that sort of thing. So and then all you need to do is just take away the information from that and rinse and repeat. Soon enough, you'll build a core audience and a fan base. And virality is not a if. You got to be able to turn virality from an if to a when. And I think this is the stage a lot of business startups and owners and get lost in, is that they make content, but they're hoping that they're making content with the mindset that, like, I hope this goes viral, instead of I know this is going to go viral. It might not go viral now, but it might go viral at some point, because you're physically doing everything that you can, whether it's with or without AI, in order for that to happen. And so it will happen, so I feel like that's the difference between like, there's two types of people who kind of do things out of hope, and the other person does something out of more so like, out of a knowledge based, you either doing it. It's two types of people are either doing it out of emotion or doing it out of logic, right? And so you got to try and be able, because business will expose your true character and your true nature as a person. Because when you post something and you're not getting as much views as your competition, and you can see all this information in real time, it's going to bring some emotion out of you, and it's going to bring feelings of like anger, disappointment, resentment, confusion, and sadness. But you got to be able to look at this and be like, well, this either you're going to crash out and be like, oh, it's just not fair. The internet is a lottery. Certain people are just destined to blow up, and certain people aren't. They got lucky. I'm as good as them. I'm better than them. And it's like, yeah, but the views don't reflect that. But you could say that and you're not going to achieve what you really want to. Or you could be like, I'm going to use this emotion and anger not to crash out, but to do the opposite, to go more all in and to get better and to get more knowledgeable and apply myself. And surely enough, I will get those results over time. I guess that was just, the message that I wanted to leave. Make sure that you're like optimizing things and staying on top of your stuff, and don't lose your head over someone else who has something that you want, because at any time it could come to you, and but it's only going to come to you if you're worthy of it coming to, essentially. All right.